Hey everybody, welcome to another course with me. Looks like all of you have been in the courses before. Some of you, that'll make this video a little shorter. As you know, I do these videos every week. Try to keep them short for you, but provide you some info. Start out with some sort of scenery or something. This one, just kind of following up on a motivational thing. The analogy. Like in school, you're in a race, you're in a marathon, but got to take you some time. But you're also not. Versus being in a real race like these folks, you're not in a real race with your students. You're in a race with yourself. So, stay on course, stay motivated, focused. Make school part of what you do instead of something extra. I know it's hard to do, and I know quite a few of you, that's what you do. But if you can figure out a way to, 15 minutes a day or whatever, realistically, technically, for one course, you're supposed to be spending 10 hours a week. I realize that's not reality for a lot of people, but that's why I say if you can figure out a way to do something every day, be less stressful, and you'll get through it a little better, and you'll also absorb. Because one of the things you're doing is you're supposed to be learning this material, not just getting by. You need to be able to carry this material on with you in the future, depending where you're going to end up at and what you're doing. And because a degree is supposed to be, it's a piece of paper, but it's a statement saying, okay, you are an expert in the particular discipline you were studying. So you don't want to get caught not being that expert when the time comes. So. Okay, which brings us to this, managerial cost accounting. All right, and not to scare you, but this is one of the little more difficult courses because it's got to do with accounting. Let me see here. So, as we get in here, this is the same as the previous course. You get to your textbook, click there in the modules, then click on the next one, and that'll take you into your vital source, your textbook, and there's your book. So that's what it looks like. What else here? Okay, so as each week we got you got your presentation, discussion, homework, assessment. This is the quiz. I mean, it's worded different here, but that's the weekly quiz. Okay. You got 3 chapters this week, and this book starts in the middle because it's kind of got 2 different aspects of it. So one of the things here, it goes into concepts and principles. All right, it is accounting, but there's different things you need to understand. There's differences between managerial accounting and financial accounting. So you got financial and you got managerial. So there's things like that you kind of have to wrap your head around to figure out how that all what that has to do. The next 2 chapters, chapter 17 and 18, they have to do with job order and cost analysis and costing. So depending on what you've done before, hopefully you've done at least one accounting course before, because this gets into the kind of nuts and bolts of a business, and it doesn't matter what business you're in. I mean, it could be medical, it could be, a manufacturing place, an office, it could be a fast food place. And just because of my pizza experience, I'll use the fast food as an example. There's things like years ago, people used to have this huge inventory because of delivery systems. Now today, there is this massive transportation ordering system in place. So you can order things and get it the next day as a business. So I know like the food places, they get be pizza stores. I get the food deliveries like 3-4 times a week. There's also first in, first out type of inventory systems. But the thing is, it's all got to do with accounting for it on the money side, tracking it. Again, like the pizza thing, hey, here's a pizza, but it takes 20 different things to make that pizza. You need pizza dough, you need pizza sauce, you need cheese, you need different ingredients. Oh, by the way, you need a box. Oh, and you need a sticker that goes on the box. Oh, and if they're sticking an advertising thing on top of the box. You know, that's another item. So there's all these different things that go into it, and so there's actually a paper trail on that, and there's an accounting deal with that too. So that's why, you know, I just kind of say that, you know, each of these PowerPoints here has, like, this one has 72. So I mean, you need to read the material, but you also need to, you know, go over these slides. It may take a bit depending on your background, but like I said, there's a lot in here. But it's all learnable. Like I say, I kind of sometimes use analogies to kind of break it down, you know, on how we do things, you know. I mean, so that's why I'll use the pizza store as the example sometimes. It may look difficult, but in reality, it will end up not being that difficult if we figure out a way for you to look at it and say, oh, okay, this is like my bicycle or something. You know, you got the two wheels, you got the, you know, the inner tubes, you got the valves, you got, you know, the chain, the pedals, you know, if you look at it like that, it's like, okay, you know, those are all the parts that go into you know, fixing the kid's bicycle or whatever the case is. So anyway, if you do run into problems, don't worry, you know, do your best you can. Let me see here. Let me go into the homeworks real quick, because you should already know if you do something really, really bad, I will send it back to you and say, hey, okay, this is what you did wrong. We need to, you know, so I'm not going to fail you on homeworks, you know, if you're at a failing point on the homework. So I mean, you might not get a full grade, but if you get really bad, then, you know, I'll work with you. So, but anyway, when you go in here to these exercises, you know, you open up the Excel sheet. Okay, so the first thing you want to do, now since we're doing Excel here, you need to enable editing right here. So you got this yellow bar across the top, enable editing. Okay, and then what you want to do is you want to go over to the file, and you want to save your file before you do anything else, so you have it saved. Save it in the format with your name on it, so when you upload it, it's good. All right, so then you got, you know, you're going to get all the information out of the textbook. But one of the things that's pretty neat about these particular files is once you go in there, depending on what you're doing, you know, you have a drop-down menu. So all the different parts. So when you look at the examples in your textbook and you see all these different things here, so this will kind of help you a little bit. It'll have all the different possibilities. When you go over here, and let's say you're going to type in what you think the answer is, and if you type in the wrong answer, it will give you a little red asterisk right there. So that should help you a little bit. Like I say, if you get stuck on these, you know, don't drive yourself crazy. You know, submit it, and then I'll get back with you, you know, on, you know, what you did wrong and, you know, how to resubmit. So, all right. So that's how, you know, so that's what the homeworks. And then on the discussion every week, like we've done in the past, you know, first one in by Wednesdays, 2 by Sunday. If you don't post your 2 replies during the week of discussion, you don't get no credit for it, because it's a participating discussion. No one's participating after it's over with. So that's why we kind of do that. So anyway, so just like always on the discussions, just get in there and, you know, do the discussion. All right. And what else here? So I'll cover that. You don't have any projects for for this particular one. You will have a final exam. One of the things to pay attention to is terms. You know, quizzes and exam don't have actual worksheets. Now your homeworks, you got the worksheets, but if that helps, depending, I guess. And again, if you have any problems, you know, let me know. Otherwise, welcome to another course with me, and so I'm glad to see all of you in here. And the only other thing I do is my test question, and make sure you, because like I say, because I upload these to YouTube, so that's how I know how many people watch it, because it gives me a count on how many watch. If I got 10 people in class and 5, YouTube says 5 views, but 10 people say they watch it, well, 5 people. So that's why I do a test question. So make sure you answer the test question, which is this week, as you probably are anticipating. There you go. So what is this all about here? All right. This was, where were we? We're at Walmart. and he likes flowers. So there you go. I will let you go. Have a great week. If you need anything, get in touch. As always, the Canvas message system, where you can text or give me a call. So that's it. Take care, everybody. Have a great week.